What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd Money Mayweather was in Sheffield, England, and he was asked who was the best pound for pound. And this is what he had to say. He said that Gervonta Tank Davis is the most exciting fighter around with 22-0 with 20 knockouts. He's the man. He's the most exciting. But then they asked him, wait. So who's best pound for pound? He was like, I got to be honest. Like I said before, and I think hands down it's Terrence Crawford. So, which I don't disagree with, because it is Terrence Crawford. He's not the money guy. He's not the flamboyant, flashy guy. He's not the guy that sells all the tickets, but he is the best fighter we have today, you know? And it's so funny that he brings Gervonta Tank Davis ahead of Terrence Crawford. Because if you read it between the lines, they ask you, I will leave the link in the description below. He mentions Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, I know he's trying to promote Davis, and he's the promoter of Davis. That's what he's supposed to do, but don't be delusional. Don't blow smoke up people's asses. Don't do that. Because we know that Gervonta Tank Davis, you fought a 38-year-old Cuban fighter and went 12 rounds with him. 12 rounds with a Cuban fighter that had a torn, that was injured. You know? And then he's the most exciting. According to who? How? What, the guys that he's beat, you think that warrants him being exciting? You know? But then I know what he's also trying to do, because when he had the opportunity to state who he thought was the best two fighters, he didn't say Lomachenko Crawford. He didn't say Canelo, or Crawford then Canelo, right? Or Lomachenko, and nobody like that. No. He said Gervonta Tank Davis first. You know, and look, I'm not trying to twist people's words, but I know what people try to do with their words. And what he was trying to do with his words, he was half-ass trying to slick cap and say that Gervonta Tank Davis is better than Terrence Crawford. Now, he said, well, hands down, he said that it was almost like he had to admit that. He had to admit, like, hands down, I'm not going to lie, it's Terrence Crawford. But you said Gervonta Tank Davis first. See, people remember the first name that you mentioned. Okay, the first name that came out of Mayweather's pie hole was Gervonta Tank Davis. And that means something. Okay? It's the way people word things, okay? That's how that goes. Floyd Mayweather is trying to say Gervonta Tank Davis is the best fighter pound for pound in this world. That's what he was trying to say. That's what he was trying to convey. He was trying to imply that. Okay? That's exactly what he was doing. But that lets you know that the narrative that's going on now with Team Mayweather, with the money team, with Mayweather Promotions, and, Leonard Ellerbe and all these guys, they're in sync of trying to make Gervonta Tank Davis something that he is not yet, if he will ever be. Okay? And just like all those unfortunate fighters, when people tell them you're the best, you're the most exciting, you're this, you're that, you're all, you're that in a bag of chips. What starts happening? They start to actually believe it. And when they start to believe it, then they get delusional, and then they stop working as hard, then they get less hungry. We've saw it happen. We've seen it happen. Okay? So it's bad for Gervonta Tank Davis. I know they're trying to root this kid up, but just stop lying to people. Because even when they were like, yeah, your words. People were like, yeah, bullshit, in the crowd, And they should say that. Floyd, I think Floyd is trying to push Gervonta Tank Davis, and he's trying to hype him up to the point where he feels that, this fighter is this fighter, and put him already on this platform before deserving to be there. He hasn't done anything to get there, so don't put him there. Okay? Don't put him on this pedestal when he hasn't even been tested yet. Leo Santa Cruz, don't count. Yoriokis Gamboa, old ass Gamboa, don't count. That dude's my age. This dude's 25. Okay? When Oscar De La Hoya was 25, right? He was fighting Ike Corte, Obakar, Felix Trinidad. Okay? He was fighting these dudes. He wasn't fighting people we never heard of coming from 140, coming from 135. He was a welterweight. And I'm just giving you a comparison to what they're doing. These guys are making are forcing these dudes, these smaller guys to come up and move up in weight to fight this dude that can't even make weight that he moved to. Make that make sense. Oh, he's the most exciting. Well, show us how exciting you are with someone with a name that can have the capability of beating you at this time. And I'm not saying Yuriorkis Gamboa is no name. I love Yuriorkis. I loved his fights. Past tense. Why? Because he's old. Okay? When Terrence Bud Crawford took him out, he was really never the same. He was still a good fighter. But he was the man then. Then. Again, past tense. You know, and I know what they're doing. He beat Gamboa. Gamboa's a hell of a fighter. Gamboa was a hell of a fighter, Floyd. And your guy, the young, fresh kid on the block, you know, the guy only fought one time last year, for Christ's sake, right? When he was capping shit. Remember, he was mad at his promotional company, but couldn't say who he was mad at? Yeah. So by the time he got to fight again, and, you know, they were going to threaten to throw him to the Lions, which was Lomachenko. Now Lomachenko is not. Yeah, we didn't hear Lomachenko at all. What's the deal? Again, these promoters are getting these fighters in trouble because see, by the time they're going to eventually have to fight somebody, right? And that somebody is going to beat the shit out of them. And then they're going to be looking like, oh man. And then that fighter's going to be all depressed, living in a mess. Why? Because this guy was being preached this whole time that he was the most exciting. He's the best. But he ain't fought nobody that was his equal or greater value. Okay? But anyway, I just thought that was funny that Floyd would put Gervonta Tank Davis as number one pound for pound. And that's what he was doing, people. That's what he was saying. And then, well, Terrence Crawford really is the best pound for pound. But Gervonta Tank Davis is the most exciting fighter, I'm telling you, bar none, right now. Anyway, can't make this up, people. I'll leave the link below. Let you guys check it out. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.